Hey everybody, it's Joe KW, aka Uncle Dolphin of Nerd Rage Radio, back with another episode of Show You What I Got.
So this is Paimon Studio quarter scale statue of Guts and Berserk armor from the manga/anime Berserk. I got it through Sideshow Collectibles, as you can see in the box. It actually came in 2 separate days. The small box came first, which really confused me because the shipping was crazy. It was over $200. I was assuming both boxes would be the same size somehow. But you know, the second day this giant box came and I understood. I was really surprised when I opened the box and saw that each individual piece was wrapped in a silky fabric. I don't have anything from Paimon Studios before. I'm not sure if they wrap all their stuff like that. The only people I've gotten stuff from usually just have their things in plastic bags and with foam, like all the XM stuff. So the presentation of this thing already leaves a great first impression. And of course the pieces themselves are beautifully sculpted and painted, as you would expect from a premium quarter scale statue. I have a handful of quarter scale statues and a bunch of other 6 scale statues, but regardless, I never get desensitized to unboxing and looking at how beautiful these pieces of art are. That's why my collection focus has shifted basically. I don't really buy figures anymore, I just buy statues mainly. Anyway, that's enough rambling, so let's get back to this thing already. So, of course the pieces are painted beautifully, but what really stands out to me at first sight is the subtle weathering and the blood and gore effects. They use like different shades of red and the glistening like top coat that makes the gore and the teeth realistic, and the slight weathering on some of the pieces and some extreme weathering on some of the pieces makes it so that it really feels like it lives in a world. Like just subtle dirt and rusts on every little detail. The way on the pillar right there, the blood is dripping down. As you'll see later when it's put together, it works really well with the figure. So let's take a look at some of the other stuff that this thing comes with.
So this comes with a few things in the box. First off, this just shows off the other figures in the Berserk series that they're doing. Only other one I'm interested in is getting the Griffith, but I don't know if I need him for, you know, $1,200 or whatever it is. The back is the demon version, or the demon god hand, which is also cool, but not enough for me to spend that much money on. Comes with a calendar for 2019. We're in March now. It doesn't help much, but it's cool to see some of the product and a little cool thing you get, I guess. Geralt I'm interested in. What is this? I'm not sure what that is. Jurassic Park dinosaur. I know we have a couple of dinosaur fans in our cast and our team. Transformers, of course, we have Transformers fans and members of our team. Lobo. I'm sure Bobby and Adam will be interested in it. Aquaman. Predator. Phil, what's up? Guyver, that's more my thing. I would love to have a set of Guyvers, but again, money and space issue. I don't really care. I mean, I like horror stuff, but I don't care enough to get figures of them. Fist of the North Star, old school anime, love it. Crazy Batman. That's it. Oh, and there's the back showing all the pictures. This is the very simple, very basic instructions. I'm gonna have to figure out how to do this. Yeah, there's a lot of pieces. I don't want to break it. This figure comes, or the statue comes in 2 different configurations. I'll put it together in the way that I'm not gonna pose it first, and then I'll put it in the way that I do want it. The way I do want it is quite tall. So I have a module case coming in later this month, hopefully. And this will go in. Now let's take a few minutes to look at the assembly and talk about a few of the pieces. The base is huge, but it's actually not as heavy as you might think it is. The whole figure later on gets much heavier, but the base was surprisingly light. There are a lot of pieces that goes on the base, like spikes and swords and etc. The directions, or instructions I should say, are not good. They're very plain, there's no words in them, and you kind of have to figure out what to do on your own. Now these figures are packaged extremely well, but the problem is you have to be very careful unpacking them, or else you might actually damage them by unpacking. All these little demon guys have spikes and teeth everywhere. You see the interior of where the limbs and guts are cut are done extremely well. You can see the muscles and bones and like the red glaze of blood that's like freshly cut, and even on the body themselves there are little nicks and dents like they've been fighting. I can't stress how stunning the paintwork is on this thing and the effects they use. It looks like those limbs have been freshly chopped because of how the sculpt and the paint and the effects work together. This is the eye of the Cushion army, which is who Guts is fighting currently in this. I guess this is more like a diorama, really. They're done well. There's like slight oxidation on the metal. Everything looks worn, looks real, looks metallic. But the shitty instruction makes putting this thing together very hard because they are similar looking pieces. Guts himself is impressive. The armor is not flat. You can see all the striations of on the metal, along with some light weathering to show like the organic nature of the armor. Each rivet is painted. The straps are actually brown and not black. It looks like you can put on and take off the armor. The problem is you see the back. It's very detailed and nice, but you won't see it, so you just have to know that it's there. I feel like it's a little bit of a waste, but I'm not going to display it without the cool ass cape. Putting the main body on the base is always nerve-wracking. Now, the cape is actually heavy, the heaviest piece, I think, of the whole thing. It worried me at first because it was so heavy. I thought it might not be supported on the pegs, but it actually helps balance the whole figure out. Again here, with a combination of the attention to detail and the sculpt work and the paint and the light weathering, it gives this cape a lot of character. It looks like the bottom is tethered and been dragging through the floor, and there's little nicks and cuts on the cape itself that makes it look like it's been through battle. There are two pairs of arms for two different poses for the statue. I'm going to put it together in the way that I'm not going to display it first to show what it looks like, and then I'm going to assemble it in the way that I'm going to display it and then show that. The arms are given the same treatment as the rest of the body with the same paintwork, same armor. You can see the fabric underneath is wrinkled, and it's the different paint. It's a different quality, so it looks like there's metal on top of cloth. Like other statues of this scale and quality, the pieces have pegs and magnets, so it makes it for assembly really easy. There's a limited edition version of this figure that comes with two different heads, but I only got the regular one as I didn't see the need for the other head anyway. I was really pleasantly surprised though when I saw that they actually sculpted the face underneath the helmet. A lot of times with this type of design, there would just be a blank space there, but as you can see, all the way underneath the helmet, his whole face is there, even his eyes having like a crazy expression on them. You don't see it, but you know it's there. The limited edition figure head actually has him looking up more, so you can see it, but I like this pose better. The statue actually comes with two complete swords for the different poses because of the hand positions. The flats of the swords are actually textured to make it look like how it looks in the manga. It's not just a flat piece. And the edge is like slightly dinged up to give that used look. And the way the blood streaks are, and not only does it look realistic, but it looks like the source material. The fabric accessories that go with each sword is actually color-coded at the tip so you can see which one goes to which. The flowing sculpts of fabric work in the statue really makes it look more dynamic and imposing as a figure. My only real complaint of this product, and it's kind of a nitpick, is really the shitty instructions. You see here, two of us are trying to figure out where the pieces go because the instructions are just not clear.
So I'm a complete fucking idiot, and I completely missed this, so I'm gonna cut this in. I missed a piece of assembly. This is like his neck, like lower jaw armor to complete like the wolf head looking armor. It goes in his neck. I was looking at this earlier saying what the fuck is this for? But I completely missed it and I'm an idiot and I'm sorry.
Maybe you have to put it in before you put...
Yeah, I have to redo this thing and you're gonna have to reshoot the panorama or whatever part. So this is what is it, gorget? I think it's a gorget. Right? I think it's normally smaller, but it grows with the helmet to make this fucking wolf head. And I'm like, I thought it looked off a bit. There it goes. Fucking idiot. Now, we'll look at him again, complete.
After you put the...
Oh shit. Again, fucking idiot. What an idiot. Okay, now let's look at him. Complete. It's cats running around upstairs. It's fine. Wait, we're also doing this in the basement in a garage gym because this thing is too damn big to do anywhere else and I don't want the cats to fuck with it. Let's get some light on this bitch. Some light on this bitch. Okay, you just saw the clip where I fucked up, so I know this is not right, but you get the general idea. The gore get is missing, but this is what guts look like in the pose that I'm not going to have him in. It's a little bit more space saving. It's a great pose, there's nothing wrong with it. I just like the other one more, and I like the hand position where it's bloody and hanging over the pillar, like the blood is dripping off of it onto the pillar itself. And now I'm going to put it together how I'm going to display it. I'm showing you the other arms. They have the same treatment as everything else on the figure. There's no real difference, just wanted to show you what it looks like. The only thing different is the sculpt. I think the pose of this hand gives it a lot of character. Like he's taking a short break after fucking all these guys up. I really like the way the blood effects is done on this figure. It is over the top with how much blood there is, but it's true to the form of the manga. The way it's done though, it has a realistic feel to it. It's translucent and it glistens, and multiple shades of red were used, so it doesn't just look like red paint over the figure. It looks like real blood that's starting to coagulate. You see the tip where the peg is on this fabric piece is red. The hole on this sword is red, so it matches. The other one is not, so you know which one goes with which. And this is the final form of what guts is going to look like in my display case. There's so much detail packed into this thing. The base is done incredibly well. There's all kinds of scroll work, as you can see on the bottom, and it's not just a plain base. Even the very bottom has designs on it. You see what I'm talking about, where the handle like is dripping blood under the pillar? I would say overall this is the second best statue I have. As great as this is, it does not top my Darkness statue. If you're a Berserk fan or just a cool statue fan, I definitely recommend this. The presence of this thing is amazing. You can put it in a display case if you have a case that's big enough, like a module case, or actually he looks really good on top of something. Like if you put him on top of a display case, even just a detail, if you put him on top, the way he's looking down has incredible presence.
I know at the beginning of the video I said back with another episode, even though this is the first time I'm posting something like this on Nerd Rage. I actually have 4 other videos I've done on my personal channel, but that was 2 years ago, and I'm just now dipping my toe back into this. I will be putting those 4 videos on here at whenever I have time over the next week. And I don't call these things reviews because I'm not like picking out errors or whatnot with them. I love these things. I think I'm too biased. I've not gotten a statue where I'm not impressed and super happy with, even if there were like flaws on the paint or if the sculpt wasn't exactly perfect. The presence of these things alone is worth the price of admission for me. I don't think I'm going to stop being a statue collector at any point other than running out of space. As you can see, these boxes are huge and I can't bear to throw away boxes. Well, not statue boxes anyway. I've gotten rid of a lot of my old figure boxes just to make room for statue boxes. But this thing is ginormous.
Anyway, this episode should have been over 2 minutes ago. I'd like to give a special thanks to my girlfriend Krista for helping me with making this video. You can find her on Instagram as Kelly Cosplay, Kelee Cosplay, and you can find her on YouTube. She just started a new podcast with her lifting/nerd friend, the Hangry Hime Podcast. Link in the description will be down below. And that's it. Peace.